What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Social Media Mindset. And I've got a guy with me today. SOSI, when I met you, we were at a private party. Actually, I didn't even meet you at that party. This was my introduction to you. We didn't actually meet, but we're at this private party in Vegas. You guys at Neo Home Loans, and I'm going to tell everybody who you are in a second. But dude, this is a dope party in like this hidden, like swanky lounge. And they freaking parade you up on the stage as like, look at who we just got. And I'm like, who is this guy? I need to know this guy. And unbeknownst to either of us at the time, like, man, we've both spent time in ministry, which is super cool. We both see what we do now for a living as ministry, which is super cool. And so guys that are listening, you don't even know who we're talking about right now. Or maybe you do, you just see his name and of course you know who he is. But SOSI, you are a producing branch manager with Neo Home Loans, but you're also the VP of production training inside of Neo.
Yes, sir.
And man, that's your favorite hat that you get to wear because you get to love on people and show them how to leverage all this cool technology that you guys have. And we're going to dig into that. Bro, thank you for coming on the show.
Man, that was beautiful energy, by the way. Holy
Thank
moly.
you.
You got me all sparkling.
Let's go.
I don't know if sparkling is the right way, but electrified.
I drank before we started.
I don't even want to know what that is. Man, thanks, dude. I am so excited to be on the podcast. Kyle, I have been hearing of you for a long time too. So when we're able to finally connect,
bro,
it felt amazing. And then seeing that we were cut from the same cloth and having a lot of similarities in our history and background, man, you are good people. And I'm so grateful to be able to have you in my life.
Thanks, bro. I feel the same about you, but let's not make this episode about us, you know? Like
Done.
we could bromance for 20 minutes and people would be like, why did I listen to this?
What the heck? Why is it?
What just
mood
happened to
lighting
me
in the background?
Where do I get my 20 minutes back? You know, so we want to add some real value to people. And man, I'm impressed by your presence online. I love seeing your content. I think that there's just a level of authenticity to you that I think is just a breath of fresh air in the mortgage industry, where it always feels like everyone's trying to put their best foot forward. Everybody's trying to convince people they're more successful than they really are. Like nobody's just willing to be themselves. And I feel like you're cutting through that noise. And so I just want to really start here. How are you able to achieve just the level of authenticity that I feel you do in the way that you do social media?
I'll start by saying it's not easy, you know, and I'm going to share an illustration of why the VP hat is my favorite hat. You know, when I was in the ministerial training and to be a pastor and doing all the things that I got to do, I was a pastor for about 5 years, traveled the world, 22 countries, and mainly focus on being able to help establish Bible colleges in other parts of the world and country. And it was amazing. And one of the things I remember specifically is, whether you agree or not, but if we could use the analogy of teaching theology, right? And we can show that similarly to higher level of thought or untangible things being made tangible. You know, the illustration I was always given is, you know, think about this untangible, valuable piece for theology was our insert there, being cookies on top of the fridge. And a good teacher is able to take those cookies and bring it down to the little child so they can take and eat. And so being able to just like start with that, let me just share, I'm going to give you as much of quote unquote the cookies as I've been able to get.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that helps you guys in your business. And so I'm going to start by saying the number one step in doing what you just explained that we've been able to do here has been humility. Like I can't tell you how defeated I felt when I did the first reel. When my social media manager was trying to tell me and encourage me, or when I was hearing from everyone, like great guys and influencers like you got to be on video. When I finally took the step and did it, I felt this small.
Dude, yes.
It triggered so much for me. You know, I was not the popular kid in high school. I was not athletic. You know, I was a bigger kid and just getting picked on a lot. There was a lot of insecurities I had to work through.
Yeah.
And finally, as I'm in this platform of success and feeling like those things are behind me, all of a sudden I do a reel of something stupid and it's triggered. I feel like that kid in high school again.
Oof.
How did I get over it? I just made the mental decision that even though I felt that way, I was going to keep pushing through, and it was already recorded, so I couldn't take it back.
Yeah.
And I posted it and I started seeing some success, and I saw 15,000 people watch one of my reels. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. Then I saw 75,000 people watch one of my reels. I was like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. Then I saw over 100. And then the latest one has been like 700 and something thousand. And knowing you can't pay for reel views, I was blown away. It's just like, man, this is really working. And so the first step is the humility to navigate and don't judge yourself so harshly with whatever emotions come as you're trying to overcome and have a new success, because there's going to be emotions no matter what that hurdle is.
Of course. And how do you, because what you said, I think most people would be smart enough to say what you said, but I don't think most people would come from the same perspective that you come from based on what I know about you. Because you said you just decided, like, all these negative emotions came back to the surface and you just decided to keep pushing forward anyway. What drives that desire to keep pushing forward? Because I think for a lot of people, their own feelings about themselves ultimately stop them from putting themselves out there to serve others. So what keeps you pushing forward?
I think there's a few parts, right? One, there's an aspect of just need, like just straight out necessity. If you know that this is a necessity for survival, now you can do stupid crap. Right. Yeah. And so when I like the caveman who went to go try to attack the boar or the ox or whatever, didn't think to himself, oh, that's big, me small, good idea, kill him. He needed the food, therefore he did something stupid.
Right.
And so even in our world, right, being able to see that if you plan to have any type differentiator, if you have any type of survival and independence, more so, I should say, if you desire independence in 5 to 7 years and you don't desire to be leached off of a big tech company who can pull the lever of your leads at any moment and try to sell things for the highest bidder, if you don't desire to be at the mercy of somebody giving you pity leads because of some guilt relationship that you have put them into with you, if you actually want to have a brand that differentiates you as something of value, then therefore there is a need for you to start making your brand known.
Wow.
So the first factor is necessity, right? Out of necessity for survival, that's there. The second factor is the factor of, in my opinion, freedom. Like being able to have personal development. And I just got back from a personal development and business coaching course with Tim Brahim in Costa Rica for 9 days. Being able to have the freedom, whether you have a religious view of it or a not religious view of it, but just the very basics of going, you are enough as a human being.
Come on.
You have all the things inside of you to be extremely successful and reach all the levels of success you want. And therefore, you have the license to stop freaking judging yourself.
Yeah.
Like when you can find that second aspect, the freedom aspect, through whatever means you need to, whether it's practices of meditation, surrounding of other individuals who give you true affirmations of yourself, whether it's daily affirmations, whether it's knowing gospel freedom with your religious views, whether it's having spiritual work done that's not religious, just being able to come into this aspect of self-love, whatever the hell it is. Whatever. That freedom is so necessary for you to just stop being so hard on yourself and letting yourself have that slack that maybe you weren't given as a kid to just be a freaking kid and make mistakes.
So good, man.
So yeah, the vulnerability and the genuineness to push comes from both those pieces.
Yeah.
The adult mindset of discipline because of necessity, and also that child mentality of just fun. Like learn how to have fun.
So let's talk about fun, because I think for most people, social media is not fun. Right. and obviously you're not going to do well on something that you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
If it's always a bore, if it's always a labor of something like you're just exhausted by, like how have you been able to make social media enjoyable for you?
Dang, that's a really good question. For me, it's an outlet of creativity and a new challenge. Right?
Okay.
So an aspect for me is being able to hit new highs, being able to find wins in it. So that's not just measured though by vanity metrics, right? It's not just measured by follows or views or likes or comments, even though those definitely give you some good feels.
Yeah.
Right. There's also the other side of the coin where like you have all the trolls in the world. And I can't tell you how I found myself in a like 7-day long argument with this guy going back and forth of why renting and not buying is actually valuable, or buying and not renting is valuable, and all these things about the market crashing. And I go through this long conversation. I probably spent 3 hours of trying to, give the best response, blah, 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 and all that. And then finally I look at his profile, which I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. And no offense to anybody who does this, but he sold miniatures. Like that was his life.
Yeah.
In a very small town in the Midwest. And I looked through his pictures, and all his pictures were legitimate, like little miniatures troll dolls, like not even looking good miniatures. So I'm not trying to bag on them, but I was just like, why did I waste so much time doing this? So there's that opposite side of the coin where social media can be super discouraging, especially in those metrics. But then there's the other side where, yeah, having 700,000 people view your stuff, having over 300 conversations through comments, that stuff feels really great. That's section one, right? Like just the vanity metrics, both sides of the coin. And so that's one. The second one, as far as your question, is being able to see the successes as well in more tangible pieces. Having people reach out and be like, hey, I have a lender and a realtor, and we were starting to work with them, but they don't seem like they're giving as much information as you are. Can you help us? That's huge. Huge. Realtors resharing your stuff. Oh my gosh. Listen to App Mortgages with SOSI talk about this. And I'm like, who the heck are you? Like, I've never met you in my life. And you just exposed me to your entire followers. Like, what in the world, right? And so there's the wins that you'll find with it that, for me, make it fun. Again, the wins on the vanity stuff, the wins on the more tangible interactions with people and agents. And then the next win for me, and this is the most fun for me, because what drives me is innovation. The next win for me is being able to try to learn how to make those cookie things actually tangible. What I mean by that is, and this is what I'm actually currently in the process of, is my drive is financial literacy through real estate. Okay. So therefore, how do I make financial literacy through real estate tangible, attention grabbing enough, and educational enough in a 30 to 60 second reel? Like, that is a fun challenge. I've had to redo them, try to do it this way, that way. Like, it has been fun. And also, like, the elephants in the room. I did some reels on, like, hey, if somebody else has a quarter rate better than me, why is that still not a good deal? And trying to, like, innovate some of these conversation pieces, the elephant room, that's what's made this really fun for me.
So let's talk about the creativity side, because I think that's where a lot of people struggle. And they feel like, well, like, SOSI, you're just different. Like, I'm not super creative, and you're just designed different. Your brain works different. How would you kind of coach people through, like, what does creativity look like coming up with stuff on your own? What does creativity look like kind of just watching what other people are doing and just almost blatantly stealing it to some degree and making it your own? So, like, how do you keep finding those creative juices that you need to be successful?
So I do want to clarify, when I talk about creativity, my greatest use of energy in creating is not creating from scratch, right? Like, to think of, okay, how does A and B and C all go together? Let me think. That hasn't been where I'm at yet in life. And I don't know if I ever will be. What my creativity usually comes off of the most is going, all right, that's A, B, and C. Okay, that's how you present it. Okay, I'm going to make it better, right? Like, most of us, as far as mortgage people, we've all had this experience in our own field. Right? Think about, if you're a loan officer listening to this, or a realtor, think about a client who comes to you and goes, this other loan officer told me that I can't get my loan done because my DTI was too high, or my credit score was too low, whatever it is, or I didn't have enough down payment. And then all of a sudden, you and your great creative mindset go, oh, that's what they told you? Oh, I see why they said that. Oh, well, let's do a rapid rescore with some credit simulators that we just ran. Let's be able to have some debt paid off, which they didn't tell you. Or there was an overlay. They're at 43%. We could put you at 49% DTI. Or there's a down payment assistance program that bank didn't offer and we do, right? Like, your creative juices are flowing. So my encouragement to you is, if you're like me and you just don't have the mental space to start scratch from day one, talking to somebody like Kyle and just going, hey, can you give me a list of ideas?
Yeah.
And from that list, I'm just going to add to it, and we're going to collaborate, and we're going to breathe from a collective standpoint, making one reel from two minds. Done. Like, that for me is my creative space, is being able to work with other people that I can brainstorm ideas with, and all of a sudden the outcome is far better.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what would you say to the realtor or the lender that, man, they've been to all the conferences, they've sat in all the classes, like, they know that, like, what we're doing right here, being on video together, like, they know that they need to be here, but they've still been unwilling to. What are you saying to them to kind of have that last ditch effort to, like, unlock that something inside of them to help them realize, like, how badly they need to be present in this space?
The first thing I would say is, you have everything needed to be successful in video. And I will affirm that if you're one of those who you hear that and you go, no, F you, like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? Like, that's not, you don't know what I do and do not have. If you're listening to this and you've had any level of success in this human game of helping people with better financial decisions, then you already have proven you have the tools needed. The camera doesn't take away or add to your tools. The camera is just another platform for your tools to be seen.
Come on.
Stop seeing it as an enemy and just see it as a catalyst. It's now you being able to see this from a one-to-one conversation to a one-to-many. And if you can do a one-to-many, you're going to win. And if you don't, then don't, and keep the ones-to-ones, but know the many you missed out on, Zilla's going to go attack. And then you might be in a situation where you're going to have to overpay to go reach the same people you could have reached initially.
Come on, man. That's so good. So good, man. There's so many nuggets already in this. So I want to get lighthearted, and just give people some just simple advice that doesn't necessarily require them to like dig deep into their spiritual aspect, doesn't require them, to overcome childhood trauma, to put themselves on camera. Like just right now on whatever, I don't even know what day of the week. Well, I don't even know what today is.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. And I don't even know what the date is. It's November something.
16th.
So that's how much I fly by the seat of my pants most of the time. Right now, where is your favorite place to be on social media and why?
I love Instagram right now. That is my favorite. That is where we've had some of the most traction. This is our stage 1 still, so we haven't really dove into our stage 2. But even in our stage 1, we're freaking loving it. The comment interactions I'm having with people, the ability to DM realtors or be DM'd by realtors. This afternoon I had a conversation with a tax preparer who's on social media, and it opened the door. Social media was the entry point, and then it opened the door for a lot of conversations around building a partnership together. My financial advisors have been the same. I mean, this has just been, again, another door to a aspect of connection that I just didn't realize I was missing out on. I'm actually very disappointed in myself, and I won't go crazy on myself on this, but I'm sad I didn't do this more intentionally 2-3 years ago. I mean, holy crap, we would have blown up.
So aside from that, right? Because there's people listening right now that they're where you were 2 or 3 years ago. They're still here right now. Right. So guys, for you listening, the only next step is to go forward, right? It's not to turn around, and it's not to go, oh, but if I just would have listened to so-and-so, if I just would have done, look where he is, right? Guys, all we can do is move forward. And so how do we move forward? We choose some form of action today that we didn't take yesterday. That's good. So SOSI, give us just an overview of what does kind of a day in the life of you look like from an Instagram perspective? How much time are you spending there? What are you spending the time doing? Unpack that a little bit.
Yeah. So, and tell me where to stop to kind of encourage somebody with where they're at in their spot. But as far as Instagram goes, there's conversations we have via comments. And so every day we post one reel. The reels are recorded once a week. Myself and our team here, we meet at my house 1 hour every Wednesday afternoon, and we email before that meeting what the ideas of the reels are going to be like.
Okay.
And then when we get in person, he records it. We record all of them. They get edited and they get posted one a day. And as the comments come, it's
every day, 7 days a week, or Monday through Friday?
Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Is our target. Effectively, there's been some weeks where we do all full 7, but it just depends on how many reels. I've been getting a lot better at being quicker with the reels, so I'm able to shoot a lot more. But reels for us has still been the hyper focus, just because I know I've even heard from you, right? It is you are getting free ads and Instagram is paying for it because 100%. They want to keep up with TikTok. So
100%.
Being able to just do that has been freaking dope. From a day-to-day perspective, there's 2 aspects, right? There's the reactive and there's the proactive. And so on the reactive, we're responding to as many comments as we get. At minimum, I'm usually getting at least 12 different type of comments a day. In addition to reactive, we have lenders reaching out to us, asking us about working together, asking us if we're hiring. We have realtors reaching out to us. At minimum, we got about 5 to 7 different type of interactions a week. And so those are all the reactive pieces. And now the proactive, I'm looking on people's channels that I like, financial advisors, CPAs, realtors. I'm doing some research on them, seeing if I actually do like them, trying to interact with them a little bit, liking their stuff, commenting here and there, reacting to their stories, placing and sliding into the DMs, trying to set up actual Zoom meetings where we can get more into detail of what a partnership would potentially look like when the time seems right. The other proactive things we're doing is identifying people to do lives with. We've done lives with trust attorneys, attorneys. We've done lives with other realtors. We've done lives with investors. I mean, we're just continuing to build off of that. And so that has been my proactive side. For somebody who's just starting though, and they're like, that sounds like way too much already. You lost me at 10 comments a day. Kyle, I'm a big fan of one of the things that you've been trying to encourage people on. Just freaking do a story, man.
Yeah.
Like share a win of the day. Share it with somebody.
Right.
Share a positive thing of the day. Share whatever the hell you went through that day and just start building some interaction. All it is a conversation. Anything.
I was at an all-day coaching program today, and my mentor, which leads our group, he went and bought like this $850 Nespresso machine that's got like the thing that does like the milk. And so I was like, Joe, how do you do this? Like, what is this? I'm not touching it. I don't want to break it. And I was like, so you need to come over here and show me how to do this. And I was like, I'm going to put it in my stories. I'm going to record you making me this coffee drink. It's so dumb and pointless. Like it means nothing. But I've already been talking to people in my DMs that are making comments about that machine. Was it good? Right? Like, it's so dumb. But this is what you and I would talk. If you and I were at coffee today, I'd be like, bro, I got to tell you about this coffee machine that crossed my path. It was crazy. Like, that's what we would talk about at coffee. Yet for some reason, we look at this social media thing and go, yeah, nobody cares. But the same people I would talk about that at coffee are the same people that would watch it on the internet.
Exactly my point.
Right?
Yeah, that's the same thought, right? Like you go, oh, this isn't good enough, but you say it's not good enough, yet your actions verify it's good enough because you're still watching it.
100%. 100%. And so I want to make sure that we understand this daily activity part. So guys, for those of you that are already doing what SOSI said, right? Like you're already tuning him out because he's like, 10 comments a day. Whoa, a reel 6 days a week. Guys, for SOSI and for myself and for other leaders in this industry that are actually putting in the work on social, we spend time here because it makes money. It's not like we're just like, we just like social media. We just have fun on social media. We just love to waste time on social media. And so I think for most realtors and lenders, they have to get out of this whole thing that social media isn't just something that like you have to tolerate because it is what it is. If you choose to invest in it, it will return you an unbelievable return on investment. Yeah. And so people have to be bought in. And if you're not bought in, guys, you're not going to put in the effort to show up at SOSI's house one day a week to record 6 reels. You're not going to put in that daily effort. And so how do you SOSI with your team? Like, how do you keep the team motivated from a idea perspective so that y'all don't show up to your house on a Wednesday and everybody's like, I thought you were coming up with, I didn't come up with anything. All right. Like, how do you show up every single week I'm saying you got to show up with more than 6 ideas because you're probably hoping to pick the 6 best, not just limp in with 6 and 3 of them suck. Yeah. So like, how do y'all keep churning out new stuff? Do you divvy that out amongst the team? Yeah. Right. Like, how do you kind of bear all that weight?
So the other team member who's responsible for this, he looks at trending sounds, he looks at trending reels, and he sees what topic they did, and he tries to interpret it for mortgage. From there,
brilliant,
right? Easy, like it's so easy, it's so simple, right?
So
like it's so simple. Just look at what everyone else is doing. Follow big accounts that have over 100K. There's so many people right now that are trying to make their fame off of giving real advice. That's it. So follow them, grab the trending sounds, put a list together. And he'll put like the first draft of here's the idea I think that would be good on this. This is what they did. This is what we're going to do. Here's SOSI, look at it so you can practice it before I come and record you. And then I'm also looking at trending news. What hit the news this week? What aspects did we get from, an MBS highway alert? What aspects did we get from KCM? What aspects did we get from another person? I'm a part of their group, Market Mentor, right? What things did Dave interview with Mortgage Coach that was interesting? Like what news articles have we shared internally? And then we have something inside of our kind of sphere as well in our tribe. We do game film and we'll share with each other recordings of how it went with certain conversations and what we had wins on and stuff like that. And so there's so much inspiration that many of us have access to, yet we just delete because we get a ton of emails. If you just put that in a folder and when you make time that you're going to do your reels and you just read through them and go, which ones are the highlights I want to talk about? Oh yeah, this. Then it's easy, right? You have draft, you have a second draft, you have final.
Right.
It's done. So simple.
And I'm looking at it right now on the podcast, guys. You can't see it, but on your reel that is almost at 770,000 views.
That's crazy.
Right. It's at almost 5,000 likes. It's got 325 comments on it. You're sitting in a bathtub spraying yourself with water. Right. Like it's not like we're like, who is this guy? He's the most creative person I've ever seen on the planet. It's a trend. Right. It's the music is trending. Literally, it says above you, it says when you realize that 2K in rent is 120K in 5 years, and you're just spraying your face with water and spitting it out of your mouth. This isn't rocket science.
100%. Yep.
It's not rocket science.
Even and that math is not complicated.
What I do love though about this reel is you have to have a willingness to be able to laugh at yourself, because bro, how many loan officers across the country would never do this because they are too professional?
You know, somebody, and I hope this isn't offensive to anybody who's,
I hope it is. I hope
height challenged.
It is. Offend away.
But you know, one time, one of my partners, his name is Ryan Grant. We're driving back from a realtor presentation, and this is when him and I first started getting together. And at that point, his level of success was like just I felt like I was with a micro celebrity.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And the humility he exercised, I was just like, what in the world, dude? Like, how do you I was just sharing with him some compliments, and I was also asking him for some advice. Like, how do you stay humble? Like this is a guy that has been so dang successful, yet I've seen a realtor who does less than 12 deals a year blow him off. Like, oh, you know, you're not worth my time. Like, we were going to a golf event and he invited this one realtor to go, and that realtor blew him off. And I won't even repeat the realtor story because it was so stupid. With the stupidest story, you knew it was fake. And I was just like, wow, you just had $1 million opportunity to sit with one of the most successful people in America, and you missed it. And so I asked him about his humility way back then. And this is, I think, something that's helped me navigate through the triggers that I've gone through. Yeah. He said, look, in this industry, we all take ourselves way too serious. It feels like many times what we're competing to be is the tallest midget. I was just like, what? Right. And it's just like, you know, again, we're all doing debt. Right. Now, we try to do debt differently. We try to do it from a moral aspect so we can change the way debt is done. Right. But at the end of the day, we're all doing loans. Yeah. Like, it's okay to be silly. Like, there's no kid that is growing up going, you know what? I want to be a loan officer when I grow up. I'm sorry. Reality check. This is not a glorious industry. I hope we can change it and make it better. But as of right now, if you're struggling to laugh at yourself, realize you're wearing a clown outfit. It's okay to laugh at yourself. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So good, man. And dude, because of just where our world is, right? In the 90s, people truly wanted to work with the best. Like, they would look up, who's the best lender in my city? And that's who they're going to work with. Yeah. But now, and now almost 2022, people go, I want to work with somebody I like. I want to work with somebody that I know that if this gets tumultuous, which it will, that when SOSI calls, I'm not like, oh, I can't deal with that guy today, right? I want somebody to respect me enough and like me enough to when I call them, they don't know, is Kyle calling me to coach me or is Kyle calling me to be my friend? Because they value both. And I just don't think we can accomplish this without having a personality online that allows people to see us over and over and over again in different environments, right? Yeah. Because you do have reels that are talking head reels where you're talking into the camera as a professional, but then you got reels where you're spraying yourself with water sitting in your bathtub. And I just think that is the perfect blend of this guy gets you, right? And I think this is where people are missing it. And so, bro, I hope we're going to tell everybody in a second how to go follow you, because everybody needs to. And gain inspiration from man, like who you are, the man that you are, the business leader that you are, because you're doing unbelievable things. And so I want to end this like this. For the realtor or lender that is bought in, right? They're listening to this episode and they're like, okay, I get it. I've got to take the next step, right? I get it, guys. Shut up. Give me a camera.
Right. I get it. Okay. What would you suggest? Like, put your coaching hat on, put your VP of production, on, or production training, right? Put your VP hat on and like give them their next step. What would you encourage them to try tomorrow?
If you want to go small, we'll start there. Make sure you do a story tomorrow highlighting some win.
Yep.
If you don't want to play small potatoes and you want to actually go higher than that, after you see that tomorrow's not that difficult, commit to do a story every day and find a trending sound reel, swipe and adapt. Find a reel that is funny, that you like. Do the same damn thing, but with mortgage content. Done. Do that. Done. And then come to Kyle after that, show him what you did and have him give you some guidance on the next steps to do it better.
Done. I love it, dude. That's so great, man. How do people connect to you?
I love it. Yeah. Come follow me, please, at Mortgages with SOSI. That is my handle. Come hit comments, hit likes, give me some feedback when I do the lives, when I do questions. Blast me with whatever you guys want to blast me with, and be ready because our stage 2 is coming out. Our YouTube channel is being relaunched. We took off all of our content, all of our videos that we've done previously. We have at Resources with SOSI, which is our vlog. But our YouTube is going to be the exact opposite of the 60-second reels or 30-second reels. It's legitimately 8 to 15-minute in-depth hacks on buying, secrets that the consumers are looking for. Because like Kyle said,
love it.
Today's accolades are not the same as the accolades 20 years ago. 20 years ago, the consumer was looking for people who had enough certifications and said, hey, you have all these certifications. Take my hand. Take me wherever you want. Now you're going to get, I don't give a crap about your certifications. Show me you're real and show me you're smart and show me that I can't do what I want to do without you, and then we'll work together.
Dang, bro.
So that is our big piece. We're really excited about both those platforms.
I love it.
Now check us out on Instagram at Mortgages with SOSI, and then keep an eye out for the YouTube channel to subscribe to that too.
And bro, I should ask you this earlier. Are you taking the effort you're already putting into Reels and are you throwing them up on TikTok?
That is my opportunity for growth that I will
Come
be
on,
doing
bro.
Here. Yeah, no, for sure. I am like you sitting there going, all right, I know I need to on the video. Yeah. I need to on TikTok. I will have that launched here within the next 2 weeks. Promise, keep me accountable. Good, man. If not,
you got it.
Kyle, I'm sending you a $500 check. So,
you heard it here first, guys. Yeah, I'll check in with you, bro.
Please,
dude. I can't thank you enough for coming on. This has been awesome.
Blast, dude. Can't wait to see you again in person, my friend.
Heck yeah, bro. Guys, go do a story. Go do a story. Why? Because SOSI said so. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back real soon with another great human with a really cool story. See ya.